559 The Zone ESPN. We're live in the Bank Plus studio, and the show is driven by your next GMC Sierra truck, GMC Yukon. Fowler GMC, Pearl Brandon, FowlerGMC.com. Fowler, Fowler, FowlerGMC.com. Don't forget, right now is the time to book your 24 to 48 hours of fun for March Madness on the property of Pearl River Resort. And they've got the Golden Moon Casino Vegas-style sportsbook. Bet $50 there. Play award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club for $40. Bet 50, play 40 on the property of Pearl River Resort. We welcome in Brad Henderson. Ole Miss baseball color analyst, played there, had a hell of a career. And he joins us on 105.9 The Zone ESPN. Brad, it's been too long. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good, Bo. Appreciate it, man. It's always good when you call because that means baseball season's right around the corner.
Amen to that. First, I got to start. How did y'all make it through the ice snowstorm?
Yeah, it's been a grind, man, and it's not quite over yet. Talked with some people yesterday that still don't have power, but Oxford's been a resilient town, and it's just been neighbors helping neighbors. But we're kind of on the backside of it now, and finally getting some good weather. But it was a tough 2.5 week stretch for sure.
Good grief. Well, I'm glad that y'all are turning the corner. And I know it's been rough. I talked to several of my buddies up there that live up there. All right, you've talked to Mike Bianco. What is the first thing that he has started talking about when he talks about this 2026 roster, Brad?
Well, I think it's going to be the pitching this year. Obviously, when you return Hunter Elliott, who's not only one of the best pitchers in the league, he's one of the best pitchers in the country. When you can run him out there in game one, that's an advantage. 10-win guy last year, over 100 strikeouts. So obviously that's where you start. And then I think the depth. We had 8 pitchers last year get drafted. I think the school record is 9. This year could break that. I think they truly go 11, 13, 14 deep, maybe. Obviously, when we flip the lights on, we'll find out. But I think it's going to start on the mound with this team, and then obviously offensively getting several guys back, power guys especially, Furness, Foley, Utermark. They hit 55 home runs between the three of them. On a team that broke the school record last year for home runs. So there's a lot to be excited about, but I think, any year you feel good about your pitching, it starts there with Coach B.
Well, let's start with one of the best pitchers in the country, like you said, Hunter Elliott. What do you love about what he brings to the mound on Friday night for Mike and the team?
Well, I mean, I think people have seen it since he stepped on campus in 22 as a freshman when we won it all. Just his kind of bulldog mentality, how tough he is. This fall they kind of had him on a velocity program, so I think you're going to see that be a tick up from what it's been in the past. But I mean, the kid's just special. He just knows how to pitch. And he's not scared of the moment. It hasn't been since he's been here. And his leadership, the way he goes about his business. He's not a huge vocal guy, but his work ethic and what he puts into his art, guys kind of feed off that and want to play behind him. So, it'll be fun to run him out there tomorrow and get him going this year. And, he just kind of gives you that sigh of relief going in on Friday that you got a true Friday guy in Hunter Elliott.
Yeah, isn't it crazy he's still there, Brad?
It is still crazy, but obviously everybody's glad to have him back. And in this new era, NIL era, portal era, I think he probably talked to some people and tested the waters and realized that the best decision was to come back, and Ole Miss fans are certainly excited about that.
Yeah, he's so good. Brad Henderson talking Ole Miss baseball. Do you know how many – is this Mike's 25th year? I don't even know, Brad.
I think it'll be 26 this year. Yeah, 26.
26th year. What?
Yeah, most tenured coach in the league. Yeah, so he's been a staple, and obviously the stories, of the success that he's had. And I'll be honest with you, Bo. Winning it in 22 and 23 and 24 were down years. And last year you kind of have in the back of your head, you don't really know what to expect. But we run a team out there that wins 43 games and goes 16-14 in the league and hosts for regional, and you feel like it's trending back in the right way.
Yeah, no question. Brad Henderson on 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. So walk me through the rest of the rotation, Brad. Weekend. Okay,
they're going to throw sophomore Cade Townsend Saturday, and he's really taken the next step to this point. He had some good outings last year, but like all freshmen, it's kind of up and down. But I think you're going to see a kid that's a little bit more physical. He's up about 10 pounds. He's going to be mid-90s with the fastball, with really good off-speed stuff. I think they feel like if he can really settle in and kind of take charge of the moment, he's going to be a really high draft pick. The stuff is special. But again, I go back to, can he make that jump from his freshman year? To me, that's the most important time, is from your freshman to your sophomore year. Can he slow the game down? He's been able to do that through the fall and the spring. But again, we'll find out game 2 this weekend against a good Nevada team.
Okay. You're listening to Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Brad, how many years have you been doing this now, Brad Henderson?
Well, this will be year 7, and man, it goes fast. And it's been a fun ride. Obviously, COVID year was my first year, 2020, and just the quality of kids they bring in make it so much fun, because there's good kids to be around. And again, a lot of excitement this year. So, yeah, year 7. It's hard to believe, but I'm looking forward to it.
So outside of Oklahoma and Texas, because of the rotation, you've hit all the venues, haven't you?
Yeah, we actually went to Oklahoma last year.
Okay.
And we will go to Texas this year. And so I'll have them all under my belt. I'm excited about that. I've never been to Texas for baseball series, so I'm looking forward to that. But man, you keep mentioning teams like that, and you just think about this league and what a gauntlet it is. But I got the best seat in the house, no pressure, right? You just kind of get to get up there and call a ball game. But yeah, I'll have them all under my belt after we go to Austin this year. So it'll be that'll be I can check that one off the bucket list.
What's your, we started talking to you a few years ago, and I've been doing this for 23 years, I guess, hosting this show, which is scary. But you go in and you've got your own career in business, but you played. But it's not like you had been doing a lot of this prior to. Now that you're a veteran and you've been doing it for several years, what's the one thing maybe that surprises you, or your takeaway of doing this for 56 games throughout the season?
Let David Kellum do his thing. Just piggyback whatever he's doing. Guy that's been doing Ole Miss baseball for over, I think this will be year 46 or 7 for DK. And so, it's pretty easy when you work with guys like that. And all 3 schools in the state have had that, right? When you think of Jim Ellis and John down at Southern Miss, John Cox. So, I mean, we're fortunate in the state to not only have 3 really good baseball programs, but 3 play-by-play guys that are exceptional at what they do. So it makes it a lot easier for the color guys when they sit next to those guys.
On weekend games, and they're close, especially conference, it goes into 8th or 9th inning. It's a 1-run game. Do you get butterflies?
I do, especially conference weekends. I shouldn't be that way, but they really do obviously mean a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it's butterflies in a good way. Having played, you could kind of control it, right? And when you're doing the color, all you can do is talk about it. And it's a good nervous, but it's exciting too, because you even if we're not at home, all the venues, they step it up a little bit more in those last few innings when it's close.
Oh, yeah.
It's just fun to be in that environment, and you miss it because you used to play in those environments, but it's still an awesome place to be and an awesome experience to get there and see these young men get to experience that.
No doubt. You know, the electricity of getting into about the 8th inning on a Friday night, there's just something about it in this league, isn't it?
Yeah, because, typically you kind of let the game play out the first 6 innings, and then you start, then comes the schemes, right? The X's and the O's and the matchups, and it's fun to see the chess match at that point. And but at the end of the day, it's about the kids performing and can they make the big pitch or get the big hit or make the defensive play to get off the field. And, that's what makes college baseball so special.
You mentioned the trio of power hitters that are back in Furnace and Crew. And these guys can change the game in one swing. What have the coaches told you about those guys, fall and the 4 to 6 weeks going into this season, as far as where they are today compared to last June, Brad?
Yeah, I think just the maturity. Will's always been a really good hitter, Furnace. He hit 12 home runs last year. I feel pretty confident, he'll be around that number or even better this year. I think the thing with Austin Foley coming back at catcher and Judd Utermark, collectively, Judd hit 22 last year. Foley hit 21 homers. But there was some swing and miss there. And I think they eliminated some of that. Big swings, they're a little more patient, a little bit more zone savvy. But when you get 3 guys like that, all you really have to do is piece around them.
Right.
And they've done a nice job in the portal, getting the Becerra kid from Clemson, the Pasella kid from Illinois State. Federico's got another year under his belt. So they're going to be able to piece it together with some portal guys and some young talent. They got a redshirt sophomore named Tate Sermons that's going to get a shot. A true freshman named Cannon Golding that is an electric athlete. So it's going to be exciting to watch, but it's nice to know you got some veterans that have been here, that know Ole Miss baseball, not just juniors and seniors that have transferred, but they know the program, they know the routine, they know the expectations, and so I think that is so important, really, in any college athletics.
Sure,
right? Is you got to have a veteran club, but it helps to have several guys that have been in the program and know what to expect.
With Utermark, how much in his talent, how much more upside do you think is there, Brad?
Oh man, the sky's the limit for Judd. To be 6'4", 6'5", 230, solid as a rock, he can play any position on the field. That great kid too. I think that's a lot of it is just the personality and how he handles it. But you're talking about just raw power. The upside there. Obviously, he's going to get his chance in pro ball next year. We're just glad to have him back this year.
No doubt. So what are your expectations for this team? I mean,
that's a great question. I think, not being ranked preseason probably has a little bit of chip on their shoulder.
Absolutely.
But I think the pitching staff's going to take us as far as we can go. And that's really any season, right? You got to be comfortable with your top 3 guys and then the depth in the bullpen. I think my biggest concern is, can we take the next step defensively? It's a team that finished 14th in the league in fielding percentage. Can we clean that up? And if you can't, you're going to have to pitch it better. You're going to strike more guys out if you're not, playing well behind them. One thing I am, excited to see, and I think will probably go a little bit unnoticed in the preseason, but this will be year 2 for Joel Mangrum as our pitching coach. So, year 1, he's probably drinking from a fire hose.
Sure.
And everything this year is probably settled down, and there's the relationship with Coach B. They now have a year under their belt, and they kind of know what to expect from each other, and I think that makes both of them better. So I think you're going to see a little bit more consistency there, being on the same page and kind of knowing what to expect. So I'm really excited to see that play out.
Yeah, he did a good job in year one. Has MLB background, as you know. What's his personality like, Brad?
Yeah, kids love him, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. You know, those 15 to 18 pitchers, if they don't respect you or they don't trust you, you don't go very far. And man, they think the world of him. They come in and meet with him all the time, not just about on the field stuff, but you know, life in general as well. But a lot of respect. You mentioned the pro background. You know, he just brings a lot to the table, and he's super knowledgeable. You know, the analytics now, he's on top of all that. And so he's been a great fit.
Yeah.
And he was a joy to work with last year. But again, I just think year two, you're going to see him kind of take off in that role as well. So it's a process, but he's certainly excited to be here. I met with him yesterday morning, and he's excited about this season.
Brad Henderson, Ole Miss baseball color analyst. He joins us on the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Ole Miss fans excited about this 2026 baseball team, and as Brad said, they'll get it rolling tomorrow. It's going to be a ton of fun. You mentioned the fielding, Brad, of 14th last year. You don't have to make a jump to third. You can make the jump to 10th and make a deep run, don't you think?
Yeah, I do, especially with what we have coming back offensively and on the mound. You know, it's just a matter of consistency, right? Can you make the routine plays when it matters? We're not talking about the Ozzie Smith diving plays in the hole. You know, let's just make the routine plays. You know, hit the cutoff man, back up bases. Just it's the little things that win in baseball, and we didn't do that at a consistent level when it mattered most last year. I go back to the regionals in the last game of the year. You know, we missed some cutoff men, and the moment kind of looked too big, and we fought and clawed our way back into it, but just couldn't pull it off there in the end against a Murray State team who was extremely hot at the time. And so you just want to see them clean it up. And I think when you bring back veterans, that's a big part of it. And so you hope the game slows down and they can breathe a little bit easier, and we'll see. So that, like I said, that's my only concern. You just want to see that aspect of the game be a little bit more crisp.
Brad Henderson on the Out of Bounds Show. Okay, you were a hell of a hitter. We've got a question on our text line from an Ole Miss fan as far as your approach and kind of what you believe philosophically as far as being aggressive early in the count or being patient. Like we had Jake Mangum in studio a couple weeks ago, Brad, and he's like, dude, I'm going to get after the baseball early. If I get a good pitch, I'm going. So kind of what was your strategy and approach as a player, and then as the game has evolved, how do you see it now? Maybe the same. Your thoughts, Brad?
Yeah. No, I mean, I was more of a patient guy. I wanted to try and get in a good hitter's count where I knew I was going to get a fastball. And so that's probably why Jake Mangum's still playing, because his approach is completely different than mine. And why he was the all-time hits leader in the SEC. So, but no, I let off and I kind of like to work count, see pitches, and then getting a good hitter's count. And once I got in a good hitter's count, which typically is a fastball count, I didn't want to miss that pitch. And so, but no, that's the beauty of baseball, right? You got one of the greatest hitters ever to play in the league, and he has an exact opposite kind of a mindset and approach. But it worked differently for me.
Sure.
But the game has changed so much in 25 and 30 years too. It's the analytics, and it's hard for me sometimes calling games because strikeouts don't matter as much anymore, as long as you can hit the ball out of the ballpark. You play for the 3-run homer, where I was more of a small ball type, put the ball in play, try and go the other way.
Yeah, like Jake.
But it is
in that respect.
In right field when you hit, when our team hits 6 or 7 home runs in a game.
Right. Okay. Well, let's go with that. I've only got a couple of minutes, but let's go. Who's the most patient hitter on the team, and who's the most aggressive on the Ole Miss team?
The most patient returner is probably Federico.
Yeah.
Hayden Federico will be a sophomore this year. He loves to work counts. Analytics-wise, he doesn't swing at many bad pitches outside the zone. And then I think another guy will push him on that will be the transfer from Murray State, play second base, Dom Decker. He's more of an old-school type baseball player. He's going to work counts, try and hit the ball the other way, make you work. So it'd be fun to watch those two guys. Probably the most aggressive. Judge got to be up there. He's a free swinger. If you miss out over the plate early in the count, he's going to make you pay. So two totally different approaches, but all three of those guys just really, really good offensive players.
Hayden Federico is a hell of a player, and that name is awesome. I mean, that's a great baseball name.
Yeah, the coolest thing, and I can't take credit for it, but we're going to start Federico, Pacella, and Bacetta in the outfield. And you talking about just the Italian dream right there, man. Just three Italian names running out there on day one. But, yeah, Hayden's a great kid. Comes from a baseball family. His dad's coached for a long time. He's at La Tech now, but was the head coach at Monroe for a long time.
Okay.
I've known him for a long time. So he's just a baseball guy. That's all he knows. But he's just one of the pieces that hopefully helps us get to where we want to get to this year.
That's awesome. It sounds like an awesome charcuterie board when you rolled through those names. He is Brad Henderson, Ole Miss baseball color analyst. He's ready. We're ready. 56-game marathon in Oxford and Starkville and Hattiesburg. It's going to be a ton of fun. Hey, we want to catch up a few times throughout the season, Brad. We appreciate you today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Bo.
See you, buddy. Brad Henderson, Hindu, on the Out of Bounds show. Great player for Ole Miss and good dude. And then now, as he basically said, living the dream. I mean, he's got a big boy job. But to also be able to be the color analyst for your alma mater where you were a hell of a baseball player while they've been winning and call a national championship team. And then the other, I mean, they had a hell of a year last year. Won 43 games, came on. People were, going crazy. Are they going to win? And they did. And Hunter Elliott's back. And he's a lefty, and he's filthy. He is filthy from the left side. And he's played forever. He's got multiple pitches. And that pickoff move. Good hell. So, Utermark, that guy hit a few that still haven't landed. Those things went to Tupelo. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. The Out of Bounds show is brought to you by Taste Italian Kitchen. Wendy got the bolognese Monday night at Taste Italian Kitchen. It was fabulous. TasteItalianKitchen.com. Make a reservation for Ridgeland or Starkville. TasteItalianKitchen.com.